dear Let's Play Music families. I'm Miss Misty, and I teach Let's Play Music and Sound Beginnings and the Bridge curriculum. This is Lisa Darrow. She teaches Presto and the Bridge curriculum. And this is Emmy Lefevre. She teaches Let's Play Music and Sound Beginnings. And we are here to talk about what's next. What do you do after Let's Play Music? And so we're going to give you a few options because each student is very individual and they have different strengths and weaknesses. And so we want you to make an educated decision on what to choose to do post Let's Play Music. So the first option is that you can do nothing. This is not something we recommend because you have put a lot of time and money and you have given your child a great foundation in the past 3 years of music study. So we're not going to talk a lot about that doing nothing option. The second option is to choose a different instrument. They have been studying the piano, but maybe it's time for a change. Maybe it's time for them to learn violin, for them to learn the guitar, ukulele. My own son chose to do the ukulele for a year after Let's Play Music, and now he's going to return to piano. So if you want to choose a different instrument, we have a list of teachers we can recommend for you. Just come talk to us. And then third, you can also choose private piano study. The strengths of private piano study is that each piano teacher can individualize the pacing of the class or the lesson towards your student, and usually that is customized to your child. You will have to interview your prospective private piano teacher and see what their strengths are and what their emphasis and focus is for private piano lessons, because private piano teachers' approaches are vastly different. And so just go ahead and interview them. And we also have a list of private piano teachers for you as well, if you'd like to choose that option. Emmy is going to talk about the Bridge curriculum, and then Lisa will talk about the Presto curriculum that are also an option for your Let's Play Music grads.
Hi, I'm Emmy Lefevre, and I'm talking about the Bridge options. So I have taught Let's Play Music for, I think this is my 10th year, and I have had 4 of 6 children finish the Let's Play Music program, and I had one of my children who was able to do the Bridge curriculum. So I feel like I have a parent's perspective, and I also have a teacher, an LPM teacher perspective. So I want to talk about doing Bridge and what Bridge is. So Bridge can be kind of confusing because it means a lot of things. So the first thing that Bridge is it's these books. These books are the Bridge books. And you can buy these books and you can use them yourself or with a private teacher. They can teach from these books as you would teach from a regular method book. So there's lots of advantages to this because in my experience with my children that have finished LPM, I've been to very many, like maybe 5 or 6 different teachers and had that many different method books, and I feel like this is a method book that is written exactly for the LPM grads and has a lot of strengths. There's the chords theory that is in here, and I can show you some of that. So the songs that they play are songs that these kids can do because they understand the chords. Okay, here's Christmas ones. Okay, and the chords are fun. Most method books don't start in chords, and our graduates are unique in their understanding. They have a lot of understanding, but sometimes not a lot of way to express what they know. And so these books are written exactly to the level that most graduates are at. So I think you could take these to a private piano teacher. Any piano teacher really worth her weight or his weight could teach out of these. They have assignment sheets that the teacher could use, but wouldn't have to use. You know, it has a list of things that they could do, and the teacher you could buy these books, the teacher could just use these theory assignments, exercises. A teacher could figure out how to use these as well as history things. So there's lots of stuff in these books. There's also flashcards. and all kinds of things. We had flashcards in third year, but they add musical terms, key signatures, more notes, ledger line notes. They're sharps and flat key signatures, intervals all the way up to the eighths, not just the ones we did in second year. Okay, so those are all part of what Bridge is. Bridge also has a very heavy technique experience. So there's 2 technique books that are part of this set that they learn a whole bunch of keys. Okay, so they learn these keys and they can play chords and do exercises in a whole bunch of different keys. And there's accompaniment tracks that my son really enjoyed that help make it fun. So it's learning keys and different key signatures in a fun way. So those are all things that a private piano teacher could use and could enjoy. And the benefits that Missy talked about for private piano would also apply to Bridge private piano, the pacing at the child's level and all of those things that make Bridge good for the LPM grads and also good for an individual experience. Okay, so my son did not do that though. He signed up for what is called a Bridge class. So that's different in that the teacher has purchased the lesson plans, that there's Bridge lesson plans, like LPM has a lesson plan. So they teach for, kind of varies. We have 2 Bridge teachers, Misty and Lisa are 2 Bridge teachers, but we're looking and hoping to get a few more that might be interested in doing the Bridge class. The teacher has a curriculum, they have group classes, they have full-size pianos, you're in a group, and group lessons are so great. There's so many advantages to group lessons, and you know a lot of them because you've been in LPM group lessons, but they're fun. There's ensemble numbers. They can play games together. They can challenge one another. They can be motivated because their peers are doing something similar to them. They don't feel maybe so alone in what they're doing. So Bridge with a group is really fun. And Misty approached it in a very friendly way. So the Bridge stuff has a lot of material, and she kind of slowed it down a little bit. My son was 7, he's kind of one of her younger ones, and that was very appropriate for him, that he could go through it a little bit slower, where she did like 3/4 of a lesson each week that they came. So it took them a little more than, it took them, a year and a half to finish the whole Bridge materials that's out right now. There is some extra stuff that they'll be working on next. So that is an option, is the Bridge curriculum with the group. Those spots are limited though. I think we have 6 with Misty, and she offers those first year students, and Lisa has at least 4, maybe 2 classes of 4 or classes of 6. So, but those are definitely a great option. So if you want those, you can put you on the waiting list for those. So what we're kind of thinking for the Bridge students is we really would like to have students that felt fairly successful in third year, that they were able to do most everything, they were fairly willing to practice. We know there's always some pushback against that, but fairly independent and could do a lot of things on their own without a parent right beside them, because Bridge doesn't have parents attend. We also want to continue to have dedication of the parents, because Bridge is fairly heavy workload, especially at the beginning. There's quite a learning curve that you got to get over, and you got to figure out how to do this new thing. So that's kind of what we're looking for. The students also, it would be very helpful if they are pretty confident in their reading. So they need to be able to, just book reading a book, able to do that kind of on their own at this point. So those are some benefits or some things that will help the students be successful on both the Bridge experiences. At the beginning of every class, there is things that they write, they experience writing, they read, they do dictation. Okay, so those are all things that would be provided by a teacher that had purchased the curriculum. Okay, those are things that if they just use these books, they wouldn't have all those examples and challenges for the kids to do. They just have to skip that part. So that's a benefit of doing the Bridge curriculum group. There's also composition activities. So they kind of start with the heart and soul. You've probably heard that one. Do, 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 do. Okay, so they have composition activities that they do in class and work on at home. So this is something a private teacher with this book could do as well. They just pull apart the chords, and then they can add fun different melodies onto it from the heart and soul. They have a canon in C. You've probably heard of canon in D, but this is a chord progression for that. So they also have opportunities to have them write their own. So a private teacher could do that, or they could do that in the Bridge class. Okay, so that's a really fun advantage of Bridge as well. We also have Presto. So Lisa is going to tell you all about the Presto options.
All right. Hi. So I teach Presto and Bridge. My name's Lisa. Presto and Bridge are very different and kind of start with the same core values that Let's Play Music has, and so it's kind of a challenge to distinguish the difference and the similarities. So Emmy did a great job with the Bridge information, but I'm going to talk about the Presto. So Presto 1 would be a great option for any child that felt like third year was really hard. This would be, let's see, not for students who are not playing hands together. It would review music in a different way than Let's Play Music. We have similar components, but the songs sometimes are written a little bit different. They're a little more upbeat or have a little different rhythms and those kind of things. So this is the second year curriculum or second semester, and one of the fun things about Arrows or Presto is that parents do not come. By the way, parents do not attend class in Bridge either, but they need a lot of support at home. So in Presto, the first thing that they do, the first day of practice they do is called Bench Pal. So this is where an adult sits down with the child and they read basically a script. We talk about cutting fingernails and then the components that we discussed in class. So it's the way that the parents can help connect with the student on what they're working on in class. And then again, they have the same practice charts like they would have had in Let's Play Music. Well, not the same, but our version of it. So, and both Presto and Bridge do take a lot of practice and a lot of attention, and so they're both amazing programs. And again, you put in, get as much out of it as you put into it. So there's lots of different abilities there. It's a group class, just like Bridge class. It has 4 to 6 kids in it. And with Presto, they have the puppet shows like in Let's Play Music, and then they also have music history, which is covered also in Bridge. So 2 very cool components. Presto 1 is also a good option for kids that are, like I said, playing one-handed or are playing by ear. So Presto really emphasizes to another level note reading. We do more notes and practice those kind of things. There is no summer commitment with Presto 1, just like Let's Play Music. So, but they're different enough from Let's Play Music to help build confidence and review the materials. So this, so there is arrows and rockets for the first year. So that's one option. Another option is to go into second year. So this one is a good fit for a review of Let's Play Music. It's kind of like a sidestep and then accelerating. So it's a review of these really complicated components that you learned in Let's Play Music. So in Presto 2, we get new materials with different songs. There's more rhythms. We learn a different chord. It's called the purple chord. We play hands together, and there's a lot more technique. We talk about sitting at the piano properly. We talk about how to move their hand and other things like that.
And some of that is mentioned in Bridge.
And we do that in Bridge as well, yes. Yeah, in fact, it's just about from the first lesson in Bridge and then in Presto as well. And it was a good review. It reinforces the keys of C, F, and G, which is pretty cool, and other Let's Play Music themes. In order for your child to take Presto 2, they would probably need to take 4 classes, or they would need to take 4 classes through the summer. So that could be May through August, to help them cover the material that they missed that's different than Let's Play Music from level 1. So that would just be a few summer classes that would help them be prepared for Presto 2. So we say Presto 2 is for Let's Play Music graduates that need reinforcement. So it's a step over and then a step up. And there are some really cool, we call it Prestissimo challenges in Presto, where if they have learned a certain song, then we give them a challenge. So each of these kind of have a challenge written within them. And of course, now I can't find one now that I'm on the spot. Okay, here we go. So, hello there, bug. They have, the first 2 lines are considered their assignment, and then the following 2, if they get the first 2 mastered, then we move on to the next one. Most kids ended up learning this whole song anyway, but their Prestissimo challenge is written in here. They also have a lot of challenge songs in the back which are super fun. They have a Thanksgiving song, a second Halloween song, and then some Christmas songs. So, and that's just the Presto magic. Within Presto Roots, we will then do the composition, a second composition, which would be super fun to see how they grew up, you know, from the first attempt at the composition.
Okay, so hopefully this little informative video was helpful to you. Your teacher will have a great idea about where your child should go, or some suggestions about where your kids should go. If you have any questions, please talk to one of us and we'd be happy to help you.